Hey YouTube comic community, it's Jimmy the Geek Aficionado, and I have a little mini-con haul that I got when I did a show up in Milwaukee selling some books. So stay tuned for the video. Hey everybody, like I said at the beginning in the intro, I was at a mini-con up in Milwaukee selling some books, trying to make some bank for some grails, and I traded for a few things that I had in my inventory to get a few things that I liked, right? Now, ideally, I'm not trying to go after and just buy pick up a bunch of fluff and everything like that. But this was cool stuff. Some of it was very opportunistic. I still made a good amount of money at the show, as well as being able to just trade off a few books to get some of the things that I got here. A lot of these things are they're kind of rare. When I say rare, I mean like they're not like there's like 5 or 6 of them out in the world, but they're rare to me because I don't find them often in my area. So first thing we're going to start off with is there's a store called Cowabunga Comics that's up northwest of the Milwaukee area. And what they happen to have is what nobody else had. They have a store exclusive of one of the best Adam Hughes covers I've ever seen. And that is, what is this? I think it's Black Widow number 9, or is it 10? But it's this one here, and you can see that it's the Virgin variant. It's kind of got a trade dress here, but it's part of her, the mask that she's got on, so it's part of the design of the cover itself. But obviously there's no barcode or anything like that. But it's to me, very James Bond-esque. I love this cover, absolutely astounding cover. I got a nice clean copy that should grade a 9.8. I will have this one graded because it's just so beautiful. But I love how the smoke from the gun becomes part of her dress, in the drop V on the neckline there. So very cool Adam Hughes Virgin variant cover that I'm absolutely loving there. And speaking of Adam Hughes and drop necklines, we were able to get also a nice clean 9.8 quality copy of Tomb Raider Journeys #1 with that fantastic Adam Hughes Lara Croft cover. I love that he's making her look kind of like a redhead there too. It's very nice. I appreciate that. Keeping with the Adam Hughes line, I was able to find most of the Voodoo series. This is issue number 2. Definitely one of my favorites. This is by Alan Moore. This is issue number 3. Now, issue number 1, the cover was done by somebody else. It was, I believe, it was done by, I don't remember who exactly it was done by, yeah. So that he was replaced with Adam Hughes after the first issue came out, and this is issue number 4. This is also a great one with, it looks like she's a pole dancer with death dancing around her. So very cool Alan Moore story and Adam Hughes covers. We also have Tomb Raider Journeys issue number 4 and Tomb Raider Journeys issue number 2. So I now have 3 out of the 4 issues. No, I take that back. No, this is now I do have all of it. Yeah, because I got the 3 in a previous haul. And this is issue number 18 of the regular Tomb Raider series, also by Adam Hughes. That's a cool one there. Little cameraman behind her. And what Adam Hughes wouldn't be complete without getting a copy of the Legend of the Stargrazers. This is issue number 5. I have 1, 2, and 3, and now 5. So I'm missing 4 and 6 still. But on the lookout for those. And I gotta tell you, the girl in a red dress, or red shirt, is just, she must be working for Star Trek, because being a red shirt and that girl swinging an axe behind her doesn't bode well for her. Now, this is very interesting. Apparently, Adam Hughes did some covers for an imprint called Spoof Comics, where they just made jokes of popular superhero characters out there. I think most of them are Marvel. In this one, we have Daredame with this nice Adam Hughes cover. It looks like she's picking her teeth with her tail. It's pretty funny. But yeah, some interesting stuff there. I won't go into details on what the interiors are. If you find one, pick one up. It's pretty funny on the inside. These next two were big gets for me. Big gets for me. And the reason for it is, this was the last Adam Hughes Wonder Woman cover I needed. This is issue number 146 of Volume 2 of Wonder Woman, and it's the last of the Adam Hughes cover. So I have put the nail in the coffin on that little collection. So happy to finally get that, and they're all in just really nice condition too. All of these books in this haul, and all the ones I have in the Wonder Woman. This one was a little bit more. This one can use a press, and it's got a little bit of it's got some color break in the corner. But again, last one I needed for a grouping. This is Vampirella. I want to say it's number 2. Yeah, Vampirella number 2 from the Harris run with an Adam Hughes cover. Also very cool, and then it's got a free Dave Stevens poster on the inside, right? Because Dave Stevens was doing some of the work around that time as well. But this was the last of the Vampirellas that I needed that were done by Adam Hughes in that run. So super happy with that. Moved to a booth actually right next door. Another gentleman that I've purchased from in the past, specifically at these shows, and there. And he had some really cool stuff that I don't find very often, and if you see some of the other videos that I've done recently, you'll appreciate why. So these are from Innovation Comics, and these are Torchy comics, right? So these are reprints of the original Golden Age Torchy stories, but the reason why I enjoy them so much is these covers by Olivia de Bardani, who is just a phenomenal artist. She's spectacular. She really is. Not enough can be said about her, and she draws women so incredibly well. But this is the Torchy Summer Fun Special. This one's a little rough. It needs a press, but it's still got some spine damage to it. So I'll be on the lookout for a nicer copy of that. I would love to get all these in a 9.8. That would be fantastic, but it's unlikely. At least not in the short term. I mean, I can do it, but you know, I like to get raw, clean and press, send them in for grading, and try to get my grades. This is one of my favorites, and I think everybody else's. This is the Marilyn Monroe. This is Torchy number 5, and well, I mean, that's an incredible cover. It really is, and it just highlights the quality of her work. So that was a nice get. And none of these were really expensive because they all kind of need some work. There's some extra color here on the edge that just needs to get cleaned up, and these are all white covers too. Got another copy of these. I have these already, but they came as part of the bundle. This one obviously needs some cleanup. There's some dirtiness here. All right, so this is my obligatory not for young eyes. This is not a kids video. So there is some a little bit here, but yeah, Torchy number 1, again, covers by Olivia. Beautiful copy there, and this is a nicer copy, I think, than the one I got before. This is Torchy number 3. I'm still missing number 2 and 4, I want to say. Yeah, 2 and 4 I'm still missing on these, so trying to track those down. And then this was one of the last 2 of the Mr. Miracle run that I needed. This is Mr. Miracle number 14, part of the Jack Kirby piece of the DC's Fourth World. I don't want to say a trilogy. I mean, I guess it's kind of a trilogy. There was 4 titles actually involved. There's Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, which is where it started. And then you have Mr. Miracle, you have New Gods, and you have Forever People. So some great Jack Kirby right there with Mr. Miracle number 14. And then whenever I can find these, I'll pick them up, right? Because, you know, you got to get them in good shape. So this is All-Star Comics number 70, featuring the Justice Society. These are picking up these days. This is one of the early Huntress appearances. I want to say this is her second appearance in All-Star Comics. So these are obviously picking up heat because of the Black Adam film, but good to have that one. Nearing the end of the show, I'm making my final pass and I go by a booth that has books for like, I think it was like $2 each. And I was able to take a nice big chunk out of the rest of my Jim Balent Catwoman run. This is Catwoman number 54. That's a great cover, where she's going after the diamond in the laser field. So excellent stuff there. This is issue number 55. Her assets getting highlighted by the bat symbol. Issue number 70. This is issue 71. And that's it for the Catwoman's, but I only had, there's only a few that I have left, so I'm really close to finishing that guy off. And as well, I'm almost done with this one too. This is the Batgirl series with Cassandra Kane. This is issue number 31. And these are $2 issues, right? You know, which is not surprising because they're not, you know, they're not high dollar stuff. This is 34, but I want to read them, so I'm just getting them from my personal collection. This is 35. Who is Alpha? 38. 41. This is a cool cover. World's Finest Romance. She's kissing Superboy. Issue 42. We got some Dr. Death on there. And finally, issue number 73. So these were good pickups. I'm going to be able to close off, you know, a lot of the holes in both of those runs. So that's something I enjoy, is being able to close those things off. Sorry, it's just a power cable. Another booth that I was at, I want to say, yeah, so this wasn't on my 2021 hunt list, but this is kind of part of my 2021 hunt list. It's Colin the Barbarians, number 3. Now, recently I picked up a Savage Sword of Conan, I think it's 78, that features the origin of Red Sonja. Her origin is actually in this issue, and I believe it's retold in that Savage Sword of Conan. So this is the original origin of Red Sonja in print, and since it was so cheap, I was able to get 2 copies. So I got one to read and one to grade. I'm hoping one of these can come out to be at least a 9.0 once they've been pressed, so I'll be digging on that. So Origin of Red Sonja, 2 copies, $5 each. Can't beat that. Along with the magazines, there was another vendor who had some Vampirella books, and I kind of had to work down the price on this because I didn't want to pay this much money for it. But I love this cover. I absolutely love this cover. It's the same interior that's in my Vampirella BCW box. It's Vampirella number 19 with that great Jose Gonzalez Vampirella here with the bat on her wrist. It's just fantastic. Now, I didn't realize that it had the covers in the background to it, you know, in the original trimming, but this is what it was. He had it marked for 50. I think I talked him down to like 35 or 40. So we were able to walk away both happy, but this is actually, it's going to clean up nice, and once it does, this will be a really high presenting copy of this issue. So very happy to get this and get that great Jose Gonzalez Vampirella finally from my own PC. So that's a big boost for me. Okay, so final 3 books. These were actually these were at the booth next to me, right? So I just happened to see, you know, what the guy had. We were just kind of, you know, talking back and forth all day. I finally like went around and looked at what he had on his booth, and I was like, okay, perfect. Because some of these, one of these I was looking at all day long at a couple of different booths, and I didn't like the prices that were on them. So that was, you know, not a big deal. But this first one has gotten a little bit of heat in the news lately. It's Grendel Volume 2, Number 1, featuring the female Grendel. which I believe is the one who's actually going to end up being featured in the upcoming Grendel show or movie, whatever it is that's going on. And this is from Comico. And this is a nice high-grade copy that has some pressable defects to it. So we're gonna clean this one up and see how it grades out with my Grendel #1 from Volume 1 and my Comico Primer 2. So this is a nice get because it's, like I said, it's been exploding. And then we've got Batgirl Volume 3, issue number 14, covered by Art Germ. So this is the last one of 2 Batgirl books that I needed. Both of them were Art Germ covered for the entire run. Now I didn't pay $25 for either one of these. He did give me a good deal being a dealer. So I was able to get this for a very nice price and have a very nice copy to be able to put into my collection. Which brings us to our last book. Again, I was looking for this book all over the show. I'd seen a couple of different places. Some people had it raw for over $100. Some people had it graded for a lot more. But I was able to get this copy for a nice price. I want to say I think I paid $80 for this. But from the 2021 hunt list, Batgirl #12 from Art Germ, 9.6. I haven't had an opportunity to really inspect it over to find out if I can upgrade it, but I do think that I can because the lighting in there was just terrible. So this might be able to become a 9.8. I'll see if I've got the time or the effort to really put into it, but it is a great copy. It is still a 9.6. It's a near mint plus, so I'm happy to have this finally in my collection, and another one that I can cross off the list, and I'm making good progress. So thank you for clicking play on the video. Be sure to click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell, and you'll find out when I cross more off the list or find some more great books. Thanks for watching.